Hello, everybody. This is the introduction to week 2. What we're going to do this week is we're going to cover e-portfolios. One of the things that you're going to do at the end of this program is you're going to compile an e-portfolio of the work that you've done in the program. So we want you to right now start at the very least saving materials that will go into that portfolio. You should be doing something to save everything that you do in this program, whether it's a video or an essay or a project in writing software documentation or designing a web page, whatever it is, you should be saving a copy of that. With most documents, one of the best ways to save it is on flash drives, or what I would strongly encourage you to do is also email those documents to yourself. And then save the emails with the documents attached in a folder in your Gmail accounts, which is your student email account. And you can set up a folder and just move those projects to the folder, and then you've got the folder. Now here's an even better way to save them. Go ahead and set up the platform that you're going to use for your e-portfolio. And there are a number of platforms that are pretty easy to work with. Probably the easiest to work with is Google Docs. Google Sites. So if you go into your Gmail account, there up on the right-hand side of your Gmail account, there's a little box, and that's where you check to create a schedule for all of your appointments and classes and projects and things like that. That's where you get access to Google Drive, and you can also access Google Sites there. So if you go up there and if you want to create a Google site, just click on Google Site. It will take you probably about 20 minutes to set up this site. And what I would do is have a landing page. Your landing page is the first page that your readers of your portfolio would access. And you're going to want eventually, at the end of this program, to have a reflective letter on that landing page that basically talks about your experiences throughout the program. But then I would set up an additional page that's sort of a secondary page for each of the categories that we will be assessing you on with the e-portfolio. And I'll talk about those categories in just a minute. But with those different pages, then what you can start doing, so if there's a page on doing editing. And so whenever you have an editing project, you can save it on that page. And then it will be saved in a web-based platform. And it'll be pretty simple for you at the end of the program to finish polishing that up and submit it as your e-portfolio. Now, one of the things you're going to be learning in the program is different kinds of technology, and that's going to be an important part for professional writers at this point in time. We're going to walk you through all of that, but we use Google Sites for students in Comp 1 and Comp 2 to create e-portfolios. And so it's pretty simple to use, and I would encourage you to get into Google Sites and start playing around with it. One quick caution: go ahead and set up all the pages before you save it, because I've heard some students getting into trouble where they'll set up 3 of the 6 pages they want to set up, and then save it, and then it's a little harder to manage at that point. But get in there and play around with it. If you make a mistake, it's not a big deal. I mean, if you totally mess up your first attempt, all you do is you start a new one. Okay, so it's one of the best ways to learn technology is to play around with it. If you're already familiar with something like WordPress or Wix or some other platform, feel free to use that. All you're going to have to do at the end of the program, and this is something we'll walk you through in RET 4190, which is called Colloquium. It's a 1-hour course you take in your last semester unless you're graduating in summer. If you're graduating in summer, then what you want to do is take that course in the spring semester because it's not offered in the summer. But in that course, the major requirement is going to be to complete this e-portfolio. So you'll have help doing it, but I think by the time you get there, you shouldn't have any problems with it. And I would say, because we require this in Comp 1 and Comp 2, it's not that hard to do. So don't get stressed out about it and try and start learning how to feel comfortable playing around with technology, because that's how you learn. Okay, so here, the video that you're going to watch besides this introductory video is a video with Dr. Ernest Cox. Dr. Ernest Cox is a great guy, very nice guy, a wonderful teacher, and he's also a Star Wars fan. And so you will see a Star Wars poster over his shoulder as you watch the video. You will also, if you go into his office, see that he has a lot of Star Wars action figures that are on his shelves. Many of which have never been opened, so they're pristine. And so that's one of the interesting things about Dr. Cox. He also likes music a lot and sometimes teaches a course writing about music. He teaches theories of rhetoric and writing, which is 4301, which is a required course. He teaches persuasion and nonfiction. So I hope you get an opportunity to take a course with Dr. Cox. You'll really enjoy it. So you watch the Cox video, and then I will attach to the folder for week 2 the instructions for doing an e-portfolio. I want you to read over those. And then you will go onto the discussion board. As with last week, I want you to make at least one comment about e-portfolios and what you're learning, or post a question about what you don't understand, and then make 2 replies to your classmates' comments. So that's basically what we're doing this week. Watch the Cox video, read the instructions about e-portfolios, and then have some activity on the discussion board. Now, I did set up a new discussion board for this week. And as we move through the course, I think I'm going to set up a forum on the discussion board for each week, because it'll be a little easier to manage and we won't get quite so lost in hundreds of posts on that. So that's what we're going to do this week. I'll have a good week. I'll see you online on the discussion board.